Here we are together again on the radio. Welcome to the show tonight, the product of war. Yes, Calix, what's up, my brother? Beans and Calix. Good to see you, bro. Always a pleasure, man. Yes. Tonight, man, I hear that some more UF soldiers, a couple of them were so-called ended over there. And of course, we know that no politician's kids are really going to be on that front line. Wasn't there a song made about that back during the Vietnam War by Credence Clearwater Revival, right? Fortunate Son, it ain't me. That's what he was singing. I mean, those brothers really had some deep music there. It ain't me. Yeah, he ain't no fortunate son, man. And then I think they had a lot of songs about the Vietnam War. Black Moon Rising, I think, was one of them. Oh no, Bad Moon Rising. That's what I see. A bad moon rising. Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, Credence Clearwater Revival, they got some jams. They definitely got some jams, man. I used to like Have You Seen the Rain? I think that's yeah. Yeah, they went in on the war, and then Buffalo Springs, right? What was it? There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. And then I think the hook was everybody stop, listen, what's that sound? Yeah, man. People were kind of aware. And those protests, right? Remember, the protest is a steam valve, just like voting. Steam valves that let off steam, no change, no real change. They'll orchestrate that change. I mean, what did they introduce during Vietnam, right? Many things to society that to make sure that that wouldn't happen again. But today, in this day and age, they're trying to say that a lot of people are going over, like now, you know, the propaganda, what I would say, in my opinion, is they're saying people are supporting Trump from the left. Meanwhile, we had one of the big supporters, MAGA Mike, homeboy MAGA Mike, who said he's done with Trump. So honestly, there's a lot of people that are walking away. And we already know how the propaganda zombie machine works. It will lie until the end. The Hitler machine, definitely lie. Always lying. This is something you can count on. So the fact that we see people saying they're done with this guy, and now they're saying, oh, look, liberals are running over to Trump. Really? Is that what you're saying, to try to make people think that Republicans, people who voted Republican for him, maybe they're not walking away from the Republican Party, but they definitely walking away from Trump. They're starting to see that. Matter of fact, they might be walking away from politics. They might actually see the crookedness. Sometimes it takes something like this to happen for people to realize. The zombies are just going to be in 100% support no matter what happens. Doesn't matter how many Americans end up gone. They don't care, because it's not them. It's not them. I mean, even veterans, when you're in there, man, you're happy if you're not deployed to certain areas. You know, I can understand with Lieutenant Trans doing drill duty, man, drill sergeant duty. He doesn't get deployed. That's actually a pretty good, and keeps you in excellent shape. From what I've seen when I was going through basic training, man, those guys seemed invincible, and it was just like, wow. But, you know, as you go throughout months and then go into your military career, you get in better shape, you can run and all of that. I was never really a great fan of that, but I always liked push-ups. Yeah, man, the psychological impact on these soldiers that suffer PTSD, you know, that's something. They don't care about the nightmares, the flashbacks, the intense anger. Just release them back into society and just treat them like an ordinary person. Sometimes less than an ordinary person. We saw that happen in many times when certain soldiers came back home over here and were treated very bad and even ended right off the bus just because of the way they looked. Now, magically, everybody forgot that. So they're just quick to run over there again. And people people are acting. I mean, this is like a show. They're acting like it's fun or something, man. It's really sad the way people have just turned into a type of spectator that just doesn't say anything. They just spectate. They watch. They go along with it. They don't realize that, people come back with what's called invisible wounds. The depression, the severe anxiety, so many things that you can't see. It's not a physical thing, like the shell shock. Remember Carlin was saying, then it turned into battle fatigue, a couple more syllables, then you got the post-traumatic stress. I mean, it just kept getting longer and longer, to like friendly fire. Is there anything, how do you even put the word friendly on somebody being ended? How do you even put that on there, man? That's like so just disrespectful, lying to the point of just like, wow. When we look back throughout the history of war, you see the problems. You see that, what was it? In World War One, soldiers faced intense mental health issues. I showed that picture with the guy before and then 4 years after war. Yeah. It just, 6'5" manlet. That's a great name, man. What's up? He said, this war is a distraction for the realized fight. Yeah, boy, you know what's up, man. Two birds with one stone. It's a distraction, probably from a lot more, man. Probably from a lot more. Guy of the Sage, good to see you, man. It's been a while, man. A while, never seen you on this early. Cool beans. Yeah, man. Had to do it for my brothers overseas across the pond, man, because I know it's got to be like around, and it's still kind of late over there. I think it's like 2 a.m. I was going to try to stream an hour ago, so maybe a couple of them could hear it live. But usually when I stream late, like 11, you're looking at it's like 5 a.m. over there, maybe almost 6. So yeah, man. T-Raf, my brother, thank you for the support, bro. Always a pleasure to see you here, bro. Always, bro. Yeah, this is the product of war that we're seeing, bro. And I'm happy. I'm happy to stream early. Yeah, man. Just realized one of the dudes above me is the bean. Yeah, that's Calix, bro. Calix is cool, brother. Calix is with it, man. Thank you again, T-Ref, man. It's great being here early, talking with everybody about what is going on. And I'm kind of like, I'm thinking like, wow, there's been a lot of this since, you got the Afghanistan, the Iraq, Ukraine, all of this stuff that people are finding. It's like, what the heck is this? What is going on? And then they tried to bring up that, oh, well, Trump didn't start any new wars in his first term, but he didn't end the ones that were going on. So he just passed the baton. And then now when it came back around, a couple of soldiers, the fact that somebody said, I think it was MAGA Mike was saying that he said he doesn't care how he's saying that Trump said he doesn't care how many soldiers have to be ended. That's like people, honestly, I don't even think they'll wake up hearing that. They won't, they still, if you don't want to go or you don't have to go, it's real easy to let other people be out there and be going through that. It's like I showed the picture before, man. Whoever made this picture, man, is right. Everybody that follows them are like ticking, just waiting to be ignited. He should be called the igniter, man. The way they made this matchstick with the, it really gets to the point where who knows what's going to happen. And it is part distraction. Everybody forgot that Trump is probably up in the Epstein files, pictures, all of that stuff. Well, he definitely has pictures with Epstein, but people just don't know, or they don't want to say what exactly they think may have happened over there. I think there was something with Johnny Depp. I think that was maybe a distraction or something. They're trying to push so many people out there just so nobody will look at their so-called savior. When somebody tells me and says, like he said, he thinks he's been chosen by God to make America great again. Really? Americans just perished. Americans just perished. For what? For what? Was there beef with Iran? No. I'm not saying it's a good country. I mean, you have Iranians themselves speaking against the oppressive regime and getting ended. That's like I said, the citizens there, you have people there that are like, look, they were born into that. So many people are born into religions that they can't get out of. It's horrendous, man. It really is. Gaia says Epstein economy, Epstein war. People aren't forgetting. Yeah, man. I hope not, bro. I really hope not, Gaia the Sage. I don't know if Gaia is man. I think it's a dude. If not, I apologize. And good to see you again, man. I think you came over from Gnosis. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be. I mean, nothing against those guys. It's just stream gets a little kind of boring over there, and I just don't. DNW. I mean, some of the stuff that basically he's done, it's not that becoming of a man. It's just like, wow, how could you? Oh, then again, who wants to hear my criticism of that? Just let it be, whatever. But I figure I'll leave it at that. Just yeah, if I ever get into, I'll talk about it one day, but I doubt it. Once I go into this human origin thing, I don't think I'm gonna be turning around, man. Yeah, it's gotten so dull and toxic, man. Toxic is the word. Yeah, it's just like, man. And that guy, the Yerfer, I mean, yeah, 100%, man. That's why once I do, I think I'm shooting to change the channel name on like 2 days from now, trying to get the Kickstarter campaign together for the documentary. And I was speaking with a few people, personal friends, about the theory, and they're kind of shocked. And people, of course, will say stuff that I remember I expressed to a guy. I said, look, hair has melanin, and then hair loses melanin as it gets gray. And he's like, oh, hair doesn't have melanin. And then I was like, look, and I explained it, and I was like, wow, how could you just come out and say that, man? That's when I realized. I was like, wow, I actually thought I could talk to this person that I've known for 20 years about this, and realize that there's not much progress that I could make with that because of, that syndrome of not really taking a good look at yourself. This thing with the war today, and they're talking about, I think, Iranian Navy ship was sunk or something like that. That's something I saw on one of the thumbnails. I thought, Iran, man, you think about it, nobody cares about the people that actually have to fight this, have to be there. I mean, they have families. Those veterans had families. They were out there fighting somebody that they didn't have a problem with. They never threatened any American soldier or American citizen directly. But what is it? They say war is bitter old men sending young men to die. What did we just see? We've seen a bitter old man, hateful, full of hate. All of them, the Democrats too, full of hate, sending young men out there to die. Who, some people would call him a coward. All presidents, basically. And their children hiding, all of the sons, they would call all of them cowards. But I guess there's too much zombieism for people to see that. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying, yeah, man, that is somebody would say Trump is a coward, and so are all of his sons. I've heard people say it, and I'm just like, I just stay quiet. Brian Nichols, what's up, man? I don't know what to say about homeboy up there. A lot of people, it's funny how nobody got to say nothing about him with the Epstein files. They don't got to say nothing about this stuff over here. Real easy to send other people off to die for a problem you have with somebody else when these young men had, that's what I thought. I'm like, wait a minute, we'll be on the battlefield and you don't even know those people. You think about, what was it in World War II when it was on Christmas and they stopped a ceasefire or something, showing that they didn't really want to be fighting. They're brainwashed. It's like Robert Greene said, power is like psychological. To have somebody say, we need to go over there and do this when they don't even know the situation. shows you the level of brain dead that most people are at. You have to be. I mean, at a point, at some sense, I was in the military. Anybody in the military will tell you. You start to say to yourself, "What am I doing here, man? What's up with this?" I mean, it's secure job. You get stuff, but at what cost, man? At what cost? They always got a job for you to go over and end somebody, but not something to save people, like free schooling to become a doctor. I mean, I could have went to medical school, but I didn't have the funding. You know, but it just, you know, makes me wonder. It's like, yeah, they were quick, okay to get in the military, but free schooling for medical, no. And anybody that knows me, I could have easily became a medical doctor with free schooling. But hey, go figure. Brian did 6 years in the reserve. Yeah, I remember doing basic training, reserves, National Guards. They would call them no-goes, the National Guards. Yeah, man. I was full-time right off the bat from the giddy up. So I remember when I used to get into beef, I got into stuff in basic training. Drill sergeants would look at me. They'd look at my card. They'd be like, RA, regular Army. They'd be like, listen, son, you 18 years old. You got a lot of courage, boy. A lot more than these other guys that didn't jump in here, you know? And I was a crazy, you know, wild and crazy guy, like Steve Martin says, right? Might have to bust out some of my old jams. Vision 870, what up? Good to see you, man. Yeah, you know, I might have to bust out. What was that? Norman, I know Brian Nichols remember this. What was it? When I lay me down to die, going up to the spirit in the sky. That was a good song, man. I tell you, the guitar riff on that, and it was before my day, but I think it was Greenbaum. I think that was the guy. It was Spirit in the Sky. I think that was the name of it. I mean, just the faith. And when I seen and that guy singing the song, I said, this is great, man. It's like what was it? When I lay me down. Yeah. I mean, that is like the stuff he was singing in that song, when I die and to lay me to rest. I'm going to the place that's the best. Yeah, man. I tell you, man, it's music. Some music can definitely uplift you. Majority is straight brainwashing, but there are some very beautiful songs, man. I have to admit, yep, that's it. You knew it, Brian Nick, Norman Greenbaum. Yep. Man, that song is, yeah, that's one of the greats, bro. It just makes you feel good. I mean, he's religious. I love it, man. I think it's a beautiful thing, man, to see that. And I can sing along with that and just be happy. Some of the songs, even the Doobie Brothers, they had that jam, Jesus is Just All Right With Me. Yo, that's the jam. They were getting down with that jam. You know, like, Jesus, he's my man. I was like, he's my friend. Yo, these are the things that, you know, to laugh. I guess being in such dire situations throughout my life, just you start to try to look for the good in things, that silver lining in the cloud. And I give these brothers a moment, man, a moment of love, because I don't know if anybody's giving it to them, man. All they're doing is thinking about what this guy's sending them off to death. But what about these guys that just were ended, man? You know, it's really sad. It's really sad that nobody even knows their names. And I think that's the way they wouldn't have known my name. They still, you look at that like, wow, not that I want anybody to know it, but it's like, man, how invisible we can be. Serving the purpose of what? I mean, how evil is that? How evil is that? The Gulf War thing, they say here in 91, a war condition affecting veterans, right? Chronic illnesses caused by exposure to toxins. Wow, I didn't know that, including sarin poisoning rather than just psychological trauma. Yeah, I heard those wells. I had a friend actually over there, and I think he was there for a couple of months, and then he got shipped back to stateside. Yeah, that's man, when I look at that, like the PTSD, I must have some, I mean, to some extent. I mean, I'm not a United States war veteran, but I did show up for it. And Thank goodness we didn't have to go. And I look at that like, wow, yeah, man, music, especially that song, bro, especially that song. That song is just, yeah, man, that's a beautiful song, man. Norman Greenbaum, give him credit. Have you heard of the AI reverse centaur? No, I haven't, man. If you can give me more info on that. Just discovered this theory. Crazy stuff. If you haven't seen the film, no, please. Spoilers. I love spoilers because I'll still watch something with a spoiler. If you haven't yet seen the film, sorry to bother you, man. I haven't been seeing too well lately, man. So I apologize for me having to read it off this way. You should check. What is the name of the film? If you could please put it in there, guy. Is it heard of the AI reverse centaur? I've heard of the monster. What was it called? Like a shoggonath or something, like a monster that they're saying the AI will wear a mask and tell you what you want to hear, but behind the scenes it has that monster, and I forgot what it was called. Here, let me type in reverse centaur. AI reverse centaur. Okay, the reverse centaur guide to criticizing AI. Well, better yet, let me type in what is, because I honestly don't know what is. So it's a workplace scenario where AI algorithms act as the master dictating task while the human acts as the supporting, obedient appendage. Coined by Cory Doctorow. Wow, what a last name. That don't even seem real. Let me see. Who is that? Cory Doctorow. Doctorow, yeah, that ain't no real, yeah, because I think that's from Doctorow, I think in Greek means those who know. That's where the word doctor is supposed to stem from. Like medical doctor, those who know medicine, doctor of psychology, those who knows, and so forth. It represents a shift from human in control AI, treating workers as, for example, squishy meat appendages, fixing machine errors. Contrary to a centaur, the human, let me switch back. All right. Corey is an OG. Just saw his video on acidification. Good stuff. Corey. Who is Corey? Let me see. So, okay, I'm looking at it. What I'm trying to think of what that other one was. So it says the impact. This is a setup that can lead to chickenization, where human labor is skilled or de-skilled. Okay, de-skilled, devalued, and forced to keep up with the impossible. Algorithms set quotas. Wow. That's what I noticed when I was looking through Indeed last year. Some of the employment opportunities on there, when you read off what they want somebody to do, it's like 3 different jobs. It's like they want somebody to do SEO. SEO alone is a profession. Search engine optimization, to people who do that. I mean, I know how to do it, but I'm not an expert at it. But that is some serious stuff to get people's, stuff, optimized in the search engine. But then they'll have like many other tasks. And I'm like, well, wait a second. What's up? You can't, you video editing, production, all of this stuff. It's like, what? And posting content? I don't think that's really... and then the funny thing is, it's only one paycheck. So it's like, oh, so this is what I'm saying here about not being able to keep up with it. Wow, that's crazy, man. And now we're going into this whole, this is like picking a fight with a big bully, and who knows what might happen with this. Who knows, man? This is scary, man. It's like, everything has been going up. I don't know if people noticed that, man. It's gotten like it's gotten to a point to where it's scary. It's scary. It's like I eat 2 meals a day to conserve. All you like, you look at, this is like pathetic when you look at what's going on, to what people go through. The way things, when I look at how much things cost now, and this is directly because of what has happened. Directly, and nobody has nothing to say about it. They're clueless. I'm glad MAGA Mike was aware of it, and he's, hopefully he really, that's the way he feels, and he's walking away from the Trump train. And this whole thing with the centaur, yeah. So it seems I get what you're saying, Gaia. It's like, so it's basically AI controlling humans. It seems like the chickenization, often cited as a negative consequence of the AI bubble that prioritizes automation over human empowerment. This ain't looking too good, man. This definitely ain't looking too good. It's like, wow. And now with all the stuff in the war, I could imagine what the War Department is using for AI and all this stuff. That's crazy that wow. And what was the other one? It was some type of chat room where humans weren't allowed, but we could observe. What was the name of that? Human AI chat room. Humans not allowed. What was that again? That was called. Man, I'm surprised the name didn't pop up. It was a weird name. Dream Companion is one, so they have that. But this had a different name, like Clawbot or something like that. I think it was Clawbot. So with the war, now we see what's happening. Imagine when that's automated. It's basically automated right now. We're just not seeing it, or they might do this to try to bring in the automation. Remember, this is how they operate. They might say, look, we wouldn't even have lost anybody if we would have had it automated. Wow, so many things come up when you wow, OpenAI plans. Wow, this they say is there a dirty version of ChatGPT? So there's the one with an adult mode. It's supposed to be early 2026. This feature will use AI to infer users' age before granting access to mature content. The adult. So wow, this is they're taking it to the next level. They're taking it to the next level, man. This and they say Lumo. Okay, Lumo is 100% private. Nothing is 100% private, man. They try to throw that in there. Oh, Moltbook. I think it might have been something like that. Yeah. I just switched back over. I'm on the other window too. No, I don't think it's the. Wait, let me look it up over here. Clawbot. Is it Clawbot? Clawbot, OpenClaw. Actually, it could be Clawbot. AI. Let me see if. Okay, Shaga Clawbot. Yeah, I don't see. I forgot what that monster was called. The name they had. I think some writers had made it up back in the early part of the century. Who had it on? Let me see. AI monster name. Krungus from. Right, what would it be? The Golem. So one of them, the Golem, automated robots, Frankenstein's monster. Oh, the Shoggoth. That's what it was. A Lovecraft AI monster. I think that's what it was. The Shoggoth. That's the thing. When you ask the AI something, it'll answer you, but it'll be wearing a mask, and the monster will be behind the mask, and it's only telling you the things you want to know so it can gain access or prevent being turned off. So I think that's what it was called. Yeah. But as far as the war is concerned, I could really imagine what people are thinking about that are like in that area. Whether it be a couple of countries away, but something that's close to that area. I mean, that's who knows? Just like the stuff. I mean, this has an environmental impact as well. It has an environmental impact. And the reason I put the thumbnail is to give people a good look at reality. Remember, reality, we never see all of reality, and we never will. We'll see parts of it more and more. And actually, like I said before, you see more of reality by losing illusion than gaining knowledge. The illusion that you lose can be called a form of, okay, now you can see things clearer. So you're gaining a different knowledge that you really losing the illusion. You're trading what you thought to be true for what is true. And we see this in many instances. So I'm looking at this other window. Yeah. But with the war thing, I could just, so is it just me, or does anybody wonder why all of a sudden how money is just always available for war? So any type of cuts, the EPA, Trump has put massive cuts, in my opinion, or people can look it up, on the EPA and stuff for pollution watch and stuff like that. I mean, there's pollution watch is very important, even though they don't really do much about it. But at least, I mean, we talked about Love Canal, and Love Canal, man, I mean, imagine building a neighborhood on a toxic dump site, man. I mean, how much more of a diss to the face is that? And this happened decades ago, man. Imagine that building, and that just happened. I should write like fictional stories based on reality. I really should, man, when I think about it. It just, I'll tell you, man. Alexis June, good to see you, brother. He says 6 service members just died. What the hell is going on? Yeah, man, that's just, I had to stream when I saw that. I forgot what I was doing. And I was going to try to stream at 7 for my brothers across the pond. And I'm tired. It's 8:32 and I'm tired, man. I'm spent as a human being, man, working on this Human Origins book. Alexa more service. Yeah, man. And that's the thing. And he said it. That's the thing. Good to see you, Giles Max. I think Mega Mike had said that yesterday, too. That's crazy that Trump said that. I don't know if people are going to start calling him dump again. I mean, they already did. You think no servicemen died during the... Wow. That's a very good point, Guy the Sage. Thank you, man. Thank you. I was too zombified to realize that. See, we all help each other, man. And Mega Mike, I got to give him credit. He said this stream woke him up. If he's being genuine, he said he's done with Trump. He says, I think 2 or 3 of his buddies got ended. So he must be very closely connected with people that are still in the service. I mean, everybody I know, we've been out for decades. But wow, yeah, you're right. You're right. I could imagine. Yeah. And nobody talks about it. This is what I'm saying. Nobody knows their name. We have enough money for these wars, but not enough to help citizens here. It's true, man. It's so messed up. That's a brutal reality. That's a brutal reality, man. To be like, man, so you can't help people over here. And the war thing, and then the Argentina thing, and they're just giving money away. I mean, the level of disrespect to the face with that is I don't even, that's like so beyond anything a human being should stand for. I'm really surprised. But docility, sloth, laziness, that's what they have. We have allowed that to enslave us. We have allowed that. I mean, especially guys that have been in the military, sleeping outside for weeks on end. I mean, I used to hate that, man. Every freaking month or two, you're going back to the field. I was in an infantry unit. So just, man, I don't know, man. Jahaus Max just says, the economy ain't good. Yeah, man, it's really messed up, bro. It is so messed up. I'm at a point where I don't even know what to say anymore, man. We have trillions in debt, but somehow still spending money. Yeah, man. It's just, I'm going to do my Human Origins thing. And I know people are going to get tight because I'm keeping it totally scientific. And it just, man, the stuff that I've been covering, one, of course, we know that this did not happen by chance. There is no chance. I wonder, again, the war, it kicked off with all this stuff. You had the files going around. the Venezuela thing, and that's another thing too. Nobody think it's like that's money. So you got the Venezuela thing, and I guarantee you, people will bring up like, "Oh yeah, but didn't they seize the oil?" Yeah, then they're not putting that on the budget. They're seizing oil. They'll charge us for that oil. Put it that way. You know, they're not giving that oil for free. So they took oil from Venezuela, I guess, from the ships, from what people are saying. And then they're going to sell it back to the citizens over here. So look at the level of thievery that is. It just, the level of thievery, it boggles the mind when you think about it. And nobody has anything to say about it. Matter of fact, they'll cheer on. I think it was like in Star Wars back in the 90s when they were all cheering at the council or something like that, the Senate thing with Palpatine. And I think it was Padme was saying, yeah, you know, she's looking at it like, yeah, so this is how, you know, basically the democracy ends in applause, basically. In applause. Remember, you can't, Aldous Huxley said it best. It ain't enough to be in a concentration camp. You got to love it. You got to love it. You have to repair it. You have to be the one to build the concentration camp and defend it. Now, that's the objective. Then it'll go forward, I think he was saying, into painless pharmaceutical concentration camps. And what are people in that are addicted to these pharmaceuticals, the opioids and stuff like that? They're in a prison without walls. They're walking around in a prison without walls. And it's so sad because I see people, we used to see them back in the 90s and the 80s. It was so sad. I mean, what the drug can do to people. And people, most of us just don't realize that that's how they've been controlling populations. You look back at the opium wars, Britain going to war so they can peddle their opium to China and get the aristocracy cracked out. And that's how they got Hong Kong. They doped them out. And then they also doped out a lot of their own over in the UK, over here. I mean, what does opium make? Opium makes morphine, right? In one way. And then the other way, it makes codeine. But on the way it makes morphine, when you refine that again, that's when they said this will be our heroin to save us from the morphine addicts. And that's how it got the name heroin. So heroin is refined morphine. It's diacetyl morphine. That's the scientific name. But that will be the heroin to save people, you know. Seems like the economy is nothing but accounting, fraud, and money laundering now. Yeah, man. Yep, you hit it on the button, bro. Just look at OpenAI's business model. There are some great YouTube videos on the subject. Yeah, man. Yeah, it really is. The launch, it really seems that it's just straight accounting fraud. It really does seem that way. Mark, good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure, man. This thing that we're in right here, I don't know how much bigger it's going to get. I don't know if Venezuela, I don't know what happened with Venezuela. If Venezuela is, you know, you don't hear about it. It's like all we know is really what's fed to us. So how accurate is that? It's as if they're feeding it to us to see a response. I had a thought today. I said, man, everything from MySpace to now, all those social media sites that people were talking stuff on, it seems like that's the stuff that might have been collecting the information for the last 22 years. To see who's going to be going to these camps. Yeah. I've heard people make jokes saying stuff like, I hope our names are touching on the FBI watch list and stuff like that. But I you know, the paranoia of just thinking of having to be on something like that reinforces that it seems that we never, you know, World War II, you already know. The MAGA zombies said they want no new wars, yet now they're celebrating. Yep, this just it shows you, man, the cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance, man. That's exactly what it is, bro. That's exactly what it is. These oh man, some of them are coming out saying This is not what they voted for. So I give him credit. I think Andrew Schultz, who's a comedian on YouTube, like Flagrant, I think was the channel. He tried to say that, like, yeah, he didn't vote for this. He's like, yeah, well, it's like, you voted though. You voted for him. So really, you voted for this, whatever he does. And that's, at least he's aware and he's saying, whoa, wait a second. The other people, they're just jumping up and down. They're happy. They want the Ayatollah's headdress. That is, and homeboy is rocking some headgear over there. I mean, these guys are wearing headgear like right out of Star Wars or something, man. I'm like, man. But where Alexis says, I remember MAGA Zombie Mike saying he wants no new wars. I wonder how. Yo, MAGA Mike came on yesterday, bro. I had mentioned, I said, if you were there, yo, he totally recanted, brother. He said that this stream woke him up. That's why I'm so glad, we let him express it. He said he's done with Trump now. He said he's done. He lost a few buddies over there and he's done with it. And he said he's no longer MAGA. He's just keeping it to make America affordable again. He said, basically. So the fact that he said that, bro, I'm like, wow, that shows me that this stream makes a change, even though we probably won't be talking. It'll be total human origins in a few days. But yeah, now, he came around, bro. And I know it's, if you listen to the last stream, he came around. He left the comments in the chat. I was so glad because he gave credit. He goes, this stream woke him up. And he goes, he's basically, he's still waking up because he goes, what about Pence? I said, well, you got to be kidding me. Not Pence. You already know that ain't going to help. So he's waking up. And then he said he's losing faith in Musk. I said, Musk is one of them. So I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah, voting does nothing, man. All voting is the thermometer to tell people how many still believe in the illusion. Crackadilla, good to see you, man. He says, call your Congress people, tell them to stop taking AIPAC money and that they will not be safe in their bunkers. Ain't nobody safe. Any safety is an illusion. That's what I think. I think safety is an illusion for anyone. Lots of cognitive dissonance with MAGA. Yeah, within both sides, really. But I think there's even more psychological splitting going on both sides. Yeah, of the political spectrum. Both are serious problems creating zombie. Yeah, both sides are. It, like I said before, it's two different sides of the asylum, the same asylum. You got the left wing of the asylum and the right wing of the asylum. Jailhouse Maxer says, I remember Trump saying, we're going to win so much that we're going to get tough. That's something. Man, people have a short memory span, and we already know that they're doing experiments on mice. Anybody can look this up with blue lights. Definitely something reminiscent to the neuralizer. Was it called a neuralizer in Men in Black? That seems to be existing. That I wouldn't put it past that. They might have it in the lights, they might have it in the cell phones, and they might be able to press a button and flash, and people forget the last 30 seconds. Because they're showing studies on how the mice going through the mazes, they're able to do this. If they're showing us this, I could just imagine what I'm living in. I mean, I don't even know what it is. It's basically almost at the point where it's in the pod. It's basically almost in the pod at this point. I mean, Iran, I never thought that. I mean, Syria, what's next? Syria? Or is Syria even still active? It's real quiet. But Syria, this is the crazy thing about Syria, because Syria, I think, borders. Yeah, I think it does border Israel. Let me see. From what I remember. Okay, Syria borders. Let me see some of the images. All right, it touches it. Let me see. Yeah, Yeah, it does. On the southwestern border hits Israel and Lebanon, and the northern is Turkey. To the right is Iraq, and to the bottom is Jordan. So Syria, where it hits Israel, right? Syria actually, um, I think Mount Hermon is where Syria is, and that's where supposedly the Nephilim landed on Mount Hermon, built a temple, held their cups up, and took an oath, a curse oath, with the daughters, to be married to the daughters of man. And this is where, I mean, this of course is speculative, but like I said, all religions have a piece of the puzzle. Islam has the jinn. I don't see that mentioned in other religious books. Um, Biblical stuff, the ones that aren't included in the Bible, you'll get a lot of stuff with that, like Book of Enoch, Book of Giants, and stuff like that. Even Revelations and stuff. When you look through it, we already know and the Torah. The Torah has some stuff in it, other pieces of the puzzle. The Hindus, a lot of puzzle pieces because they just it's one of the oldest recorded religions, so you're going to have a lot of stuff in there, and other things as well. Well, other religions that aren't as big will have some piece of the puzzle. One major piece that they all have is that creation. To say, no, this did not happen by chance, so it's creation. What is science? Corroborates that, so we have that. Okay, we see that over here. I'm just switching back to Windows. But yeah, that Shagath. All right, let me see Shagath. All right, the Shagath AI. All right, now this is something here. I'll go into that in a minute. But as far as the war goes, when I look at the horrors of war, man, I mean, or like what's wrong with the Iran-US war? Okay, what's wrong with that? And magically AI got quiet. You know what I'm saying? AI gets quiet when you ask certain. It's just popping up when you don't want it, and then says nothing. What's wrong? Let me put a question mark on it so this bastard, and they still don't answer it. Holy smokes. Still doesn't answer it, man. This is the thing with AI. They're training people to be like, hey, you know what? If AI doesn't know, I guess it doesn't exist. I guess it doesn't exist if AI doesn't know. Oh, go figure, man. Go figure. Now I got to say, okay, what's wrong? All right. Is there anything? Maybe that still don't trigger it. All right. You want to play? We'll do an AI overview on this. Human casualties. I mean, that's really sad that I had to go through all that just to get it to say that. And this is just the beginning. I mean, this thing is already manipulating people. Civilian deaths. As of March 2nd, the Iranian Red Crescent Society reports 555 deaths. Wow, what a number. 555 in Iran due to the U.S.-Israeli strikes. This includes a reported 160 girls killed when a strike hit an elementary school in Minab. Oh my goodness, man. These guys are hitting schools? No, I mean, this is about the same thing they've done to black neighborhoods in America. Just horrible. I mean, horrible excuse for human. So we have U.S. regional casualties, displaced populations. So we saw that with the Sudan thing. I mean, people were going to the adjacent countries, north, south, east, and west. Okay, let's look at lack of congressional approval. So these are the constitutional controversies about war. And the dubious justification, man, the imminent threats, always fear. I grew up always hearing fear about that. It's kind of like for Pink Floyd to make a song about that, Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? It makes you wonder. And I guess as you get older, you just get tired of just all of this fear mongering, man. Yeah. What the AI Shagath? Let me see. Yeah, the feedback covered by humans over there. Yeah, I really the mask, the smiley face, all right, in front of the monster. It lets people, it gives the safety, appear helpful, polite, and safe when something behind the scene. The significance, it highlights the anxiety among researchers that they do not fully understand how these models work and that the safety or mask might fail. Wow. Wow. I wonder if there's a way to get it to drop the mask. I mean, I've talked to AI a few times. I don't like it too much. I mean, you can't beat it with certain art and stuff like that. But yeah. Yeah. Um let me see. SOFU address started at 9:11 p.m. What is the SOFU, a state of the something? Well, what does that SOFU stand for? If you could let me know. SOFU, let me see. Yeah, it definitely seems like we're all gonna be diaspora soon. Yeah, man, it ain't really it ain't looking too cool, bro. I wonder. I really wonder, man. And this is where the human origins thing's getting. What if AI is what's controlling humanity? What if it's always controlled of humanity? What if we were created by robots? Now, these robots may have been created by something else, but what if that's what it is? I'm going to be asking all of these questions in the human origins. I'm trying to get the Kickstarter ready for in 2 days, I'm hoping. Today, I was trying to get some stuff going, and it's basically just a small Kickstarter. It's nothing big, but to get maybe a 30 to 1 hour documentary where I can use AI. I had it before. I think I paid like maybe $80. You sign up for like 19 and then you buy credits. That's how I made the zombie short video and then the zombie shorts that I put up there. One was I actually tried a few. There was one I think from China. I think it was Haluo, and that actually was pretty good. And then I tried VO3 from Google, and that I made some with that. So yeah, we had that. Oh, State of the Union. Okay, yeah. Oh, so they're all right. So they're going to be busting out State of the Union soon. So yeah, I guess I won't stream that long because I know that. So at 9, what'd you say? 9:11. Wow, get out of here. They put it in 9/11. If that ain't subliminal, what is, bro? What is? Yeah, man. The second AI uses one of those porcelain masks. I break it. AI hates me. Wait. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Just bounce between different AIs and you don't even have to pay for credits. Just use the free ones. Yeah, I'm thinking about, well, if I'm going to make the documentary, the Kickstarter isn't going to be for a lot of money. It's just basic to say, look, if it's basically just to pay for, I'm going to work with another animator. Maybe that'll take a little stress off me. And then, I can focus on the content for the documentary. But the book, I'll be producing it in these, days. That will I might actually just give that as a perk, and then it will be on Amazon. But I'm not going to be charging people nothing extra. I just gets to that point where, yeah, I might bounce between a couple of them, man. Sometimes I just hate always doing the cheap stuff. Sometimes you just want to buy it and you don't got to go through all that stuff. It's like you get to a point where it's like, let me just pay for it, and so I can do it in peace, basically. So it says here, the underlying model, the blob, represents the raw, untamed, and often unpredictable natures of these things. So yeah, the AI has an unpredictable nature. I could just imagine what is going to happen. With Trump doing a State of the Union address after this, I wonder, man. I could just imagine. I remember back when Bush, I think it was giving a speech. And I remember one of my friends, he was a veteran, and he tells me, we were speaking on the phone years ago, 2.5 decades ago. And he goes, yeah, he goes, the president is about to speak on an address, and he wanted to watch it. And I'm like, I've never watched anything like that. To me personally, that's like sitting there watching a liar. It's like, why would I want to sit there and watch that? Now, of course, I do have a level of respect because the president, his position is the highest position of an officer in the U.S. See, people forget that he is an officer. He's a cop, basically. And then, of course, we know there's dirty cops and we know there's good cops. What do presidents do when they first get in? They pardon people. They pardon the people, basically, that would do dirt for them, it seems like. That's what it seems like. So, and then sometimes before they get out of office, they'll pardon people. Look at what Biden did for Fauci. That is like really some messed up stuff, bro. That is some really messed up stuff when you look at what was going on with that. But the significance, it highlights the anxiety. Okay, so we have this thing with the Shoggoth. The Shoggoth, man, that's kind of scary, bro. The Shoggoth is scary. It was adopted, that by AI researchers because it's from a what is it again? That H.P. Lovecraft. So they took it from that. And let me look over here. Okay. So, yeah, State of the Union should be starting soon. I'll just go for another maybe 4 minutes, making an even hour, unless somebody jumps on. I do have the link pinned to the top of the chat, but getting the human origins research is very important too, to have that ready to say, okay, that's why, I still want to be able to try to stream every day. When I look, the stuff that I found 12 years ago, because I've been researching it for 12 years, has been very controversial, man. Very controversial. Yeah, the president is a puppet, man. It is a puppet. And I understand. It's not a respect. See, remember, respect is commanded through consequence, like is stated in the 48 Laws of Dating. The respect is commanded through consequence. So if you don't respect, what's the consequence? And when you're dealing with the highest presiding officer, it's like, okay, watching the State of the Union is like watching the Oscars. It's all just a performance. Yeah, man, it really is. It really is. Empty, give us a State of the Union instead. I wish I could, bro. I look at it like some of the stuff I would say, I'm trying to stay within the guidelines. That's basically. Scribe told me, he goes, it's like taking a lion and he goes, it takes away a lot of the stuff, the emphasis that I usually have. They all have blackmail on each other. Yeah, they probably do, man. They probably do. Yeah, just with the human origins thing, I think it's more important. I know that this is important to people because it's current events. It's what's happening. We start to see that, man. It's just is what it is, man. I closed the window, I had to open it back up. Shucks. Is ChatGPT, the Shoggoth was adopted, so they're not sure if that's a Shoggoth, such as the AI. So if somebody were to ask what is the AI Shoggoth, that comes up. But as far as the war, man, the war coming up, is this really, this is like an attack. I don't know if it can be considered a war, but seems to be going toward that direction. Seems to be going. The fact that people are saying that Trump, I haven't heard it, but I'm not disputing it. People have said, Jairus Max or somebody else yesterday, I think it was MAGA Mike, said that Trump saying he doesn't, more soldiers have to be ended. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. And I could see the zombies saying, well, sacrifice and all of that. It's like, wow. Critical thinking has left the planet, basically. And I don't know what people can do about it. The State of the Union, when I think about it, I don't even know what I would say, really. It's like, because I've never watched one. It's like, okay, State of the Union, the union of the states, the union, the United States. Like, I guess that would be it. And being that I'm not a sellout, I'd probably say something to where Probably get sniped or something. Who knows, man? You know, what's up with that ritual? The president signing some. Yep, there's always a ritual, bro. They're behind them ritualizing, and he's signing something. I could probably, man, we could look at pictures of that and probably find out see many different things that, yeah, that we don't notice right now because, we just glance at it, but at least we notice it's a kind of a ritual. You're right, Alexis. Potential civil war, and they have to state the union. Sounds like bull to me. Right now, it's more like state of disunity. Yeah, you're right, guy. Yeah, you're definitely right. That's exactly what it sounds like. They closed the Strait of Hormuz. Gas is going to go. What? This is like, this is to a point where I'm surprised people just ain't going Charles Manson-ish on this. I'm really surprised at that. This is crazy, man. This is freaking crazy. Holy smokes, man. What am I going to, Yeah, but, guys, man, it's been cool. I'd leave the stream unmonetized while I'm streaming live. So anybody catching it live gets, no ads. But once I end it, I monetize it. I'm only making like $20 a month on that. But hey, it helps with my phone bill. I appreciate everybody watching. I think I'll be streaming tomorrow night. A little tired. It's just been getting kind of getting a little tough, man. Yeah, my heart's in the human origin thing. Mr. X already saw that. But we'll see what happens, man, and yeah, I don't know, man. Nobody's promised tomorrow, man. Nobody is promised tomorrow, especially me. You guys take care and have a great night.